Hi guys, hello, Merry meet to everybody. It's MicheleMarieDalene. It's been a while. I did a video on the porch before, so it's not the first time. And I wanted to cover some routine basic functions. Let's see. I want to go to my channel. What is this thing? I keep pulling over this stupid tab. It's not mine. Alright. So obviously we're on the porch, and that's what we're doing today. So let's go ahead and check the video and check the sound and see how we're doing on this fine, nice evening. It's not too bad outside. It's actually pretty good. So let me go ahead and first of all, let me bring this up here a little bit so we can kind of see more of me and less of the other stuff. Was that right? Just pretty close. Pretty close. Good enough for now, right? Alright, so anyway, yes, we are taking chat. I didn't share the video yet, so let me do that. Let me go ahead and share this link out to all my people. You may or may not know me. I'm live, so I'm going to post a link to that and get this up my door. And today we're going to talk very briefly about that cable thing that I was working on. I figured out the mess, and I thought I would take the time to explain to you. What we had to do was install a 2200 microfarad capacitor into the circuit. Now, what that does is it's going to act as something similar to a voltage divider, okay, or a capacitive dropper. That's what it is. So it's going to make it possible for the signal to be de-emphasized. It also provides direct current blocking as well, which may seem stupid, but it is important to do. I had a capacitor that was small enough, and the microfarad capacitors that would fit in to the XLR plug itself. So I was able to stick a little plug in there and get it ready to go. And I was really excited about that. Upon testing it, it apparently is working, and that was the whole intended purpose of the test, was to make sure that it was working fine from the beginning. So it does work. The sound's a little crisp, but at least it doesn't sound like shit on toast. So that's a big step in the right direction. And of course, I don't know if you read this, but there's a lot of things that I do electrically for what I do every day. So this thing hates you. This thing, no, it doesn't hate me. Oh, great, but it just doesn't always work, right? Are we still live? We are still. Yes. Okay. But it's just, I don't know what it's doing. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, dear me, dear me, dear me. Are we on? Are we on? Are we on? Are we on? I can't tell because the stupid thing, I was working fine and then disappeared, so I know it's recording. So maybe what I'll do is I will wait until it's done recording before I check it. But I wanted to check the content, obviously. Just a little test, so we'll have to see if it makes a difference. I don't think it's going to make a difference. But the point here is we got the circuit working. By adding the 220 microfarad capacitor, it was a ceramic disc capacitor. It's actually, this week we're gonna try to get some more domestics for the house, and there we go. I can see me now. Connect things like that into the circuit, you'll see that it does what it's supposed to do, which is it works. Okay, so when are we going to try it? Well, that's the question. Okay, when are we going to try it? Here's the deal. I was going to try this test of the circuit on the live stream. But the question is when? Because, as well as I do, I don't plan on doing an actual phone call live stream until possibly Sunday. So let's take a quick look at the weather forecast, because that's going to make a difference. Okay, so let's go to that right now for the next few days. Okay, right now it's 23 degrees Celsius outside. It's mostly sunny. Well, it was mostly sunny. It's turned overcast. Okay, and let's see. And there's no scheduled precipitation. Wednesday, May 2nd, live stream. Mostly sunny, a high of 28 degrees, a low of 18. Thursday, May 3rd, scattered thunderstorms, a high of 28, a low of 18, with an 80% chance of precipitation. Friday, May 4th, says thunderstorms again, a high of 90% chance of probability, 27 is a high, 13 is a low. Saturday, May 5th, says partly cloudy, high is 23, a low of 10. Then Sunday, May 6th, partly cloudy, a high of 21, a low of 10. The reason we're going to be doing the video inside is because of that reason. And we might do the same thing also on Wednesday as well, in the house, because of the, I want to make sure this thing's working. Now, I've tested it on different people. Majority of the people said that it works. However, I have noticed that there's a little bit of crosstalk and with the adapter. So there is some crosstalk. And there's not much you can do about that. I mean, it's just the nature of the way it's wired and the way it works. But it does work. Okay? So what I did was, as I said, I connected the 220 microfarad capacitor between the wire that went to pin 2 and the wire on the XLR plug. I left pin 1 and I left pin 3 alone. And those are wired like they would normally be. Okay? As it is right now, the adapter is very simple. It plugs in to the mixer. Okay? And it simplifies connections so we can do chats. In the end, we are going to connect it into the FX10 connection through the through the bearing mixer. But it's going to be in a little bit of time because we're not going to rush out and do it right now because it's not going to be a regular occurrence time if I connect that in by adding the wires to the back of the Phoenix connectors on the mixer around this Clear 1 XAPTA TH2 that it may cause enough impedance mismatch to totally screw it up. I don't want to do that. I don't want to screw up the impedance at all. That's the reason why the capacitor helps, because theoretically speaking, the impedance shouldn't screw it up because it's going to be adjusted accordingly. Alright, so now let me ask you a question. Yeah, sure, what? Okay, what do you feel about it? I think that the circuit is working. I don't have a particular problem with it. It's not really way I wanted it to go. But it will do the job for its intended application. So you will be able to connect everything up and be able to be a part of that. And like I said, it works fine for Facebook. It works fine for Google Hangouts on the phone. So some of you might be going, wait a minute, if it's working for the phone, why can't we start calling you in Google Hangouts on the phone? Because it doesn't have the ability, a phone does not have the ability to do Google Hangouts on air. If I could do Google Hangouts on air on a phone, instead of having to need, wait a minute, like 5 steps in the right direction. But that is not an option here. That doesn't exist. That option is long overdue. They really need to add that to the Google Hangouts on Air, where you can actually use your phone to initiate a Google Hangouts on Air session. They really need to add that feature, as it would for so many people. Because with that feature, what that would mean is, instead of having to go through and worry about using a computer, you just use the phone to do it. Okay? After all, the API is pretty much already there. Like I said, there's no real excuse not to have that function in there. But I definitely am looking forward to definitely seeing this live chat thing's working. So, like R11830 says, that means that we'll be able to do 2 phone calls. Yes, this will, those who are using YouTube Messenger, or possibly those who call through Google Hangouts on Air to contact me. I'm not really too sure if I really want to have give out my direct link to the Hangouts chat, because of the reason that we've had a lot of problems in the past. Okay, so that's the reason I'm saying is I don't need that again. I already had problems with it trying to get to work on Sunday. So before I compound the problem by trying to open up the phone call to people that I don't physically know, I want to get this thing working properly first for the people I do know, and at that point I can start making sure everything's working appropriately. Okay, so for now, tomorrow night is Wednesday, and we can be out here on the porch. If you really, really insist on sitting in the house, trust me, when it's 28 degrees, it's going to be hot, dang well with the lights, the fact that one cat can't go outside, and he's going to be miserable, especially we don't want him to get sick from heat. And inadequate fans, it's not going to be the kind of thing where everyone wants to sit in the house. Nobody wants to. Now, you might be saying, oh, why can't you bring on a phone line? You only got an extension cord plugged in here, right? Well, yeah, the only thing is, if I brought out the rest of this, I would have to bring out the back, the mixer, or find a driver for the OTG on this phone to connect it to the mixer. I got the OTG cable, and I got the cable plugged into it from my mixer. But I don't know if there's a driver I need to allow me to use this to send its audio through USB through to the camera on here. But let's say I did, then we have to deal with another issue, which is that this is the only phone that actually can read the chats. So why I use this phone, instead of me being able to read the chats, and it's open to read right now, I would basically be totally incapable of reading the chats because the camera would be sitting way over here where my iPhone 4S is right now. So really, it's the iPhone 4S that needs the OTG cable, not the Android phone. But unfortunately, guess what? That doesn't happen unless there's a adapter, maybe through Bluetooth, that can take. I know there are cables to go from audio to Bluetooth, and that would be a start. But I don't have one right now, okay? In other words, you can take your line audio and it will stream it to a Bluetooth device, such as my phone. And that would solve one problem. But, so we'll have to muddle through it. And I gotta bring the orange cord in anyway, because we need to use it for the washing. The story has said she has more washing to do, so I gotta bring that in. anyway. So hopefully Sunday we'll be able to try this out and see if this works. This adapter I made in a working environment. Okay? For people like Ed or Sherry or other people, maybe even Sue, to be part of our live stream on Sundays and Wednesdays. Okay? So, for right now, remember, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time is the live stream. And more than likely, I say about 95%, no, maybe a little bit lower. Maybe just a little bit lower. Maybe say about 89% certain days I'll be on the porch. And then on Sunday, with about 89% certain, or maybe 85% Sunday. So I think Sunday we'll try it out. And the both start at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I never heard anything from the European people to determine if they would like to have a stream that is more compatible with their sleep schedules and time zones. And you want a scheduled time that is more conducive or more compatible with your sleep schedules, please contact me. Either in this comment, in this channel, or in one of the vlogs, or whatever. I will get your comment, I'll read it. And don't forget to share these videos with your friends and families. We're down to 260 subscribers. We need to get the subscribership up. Okay? Remember, the goal is that I have to reach 240,000 minutes within a year's time in order to get back onto AdSense. And I have